Welcome back, Faith. I'm glad to have you here again as we're discussing being employment and career ready. And today we're going to be discussing the idea of taking your job to a career and also how to earn extra income. So why don't you go ahead and begin to share some ideas with us?
Thanks so much for having me again. And I think this is a great session to take what we've already been talking about and just bring it to the next level. And there are so many positions that are out there that people are working in that they are unaware that they can earn additional income. You know, if a person is working, let's say in a retail store, and they're earning minimum wage, maybe a little bit higher, there are many companies that pay commissions that they may not be aware of. And so there's a lot of retail companies, a lot of service businesses that pay either commissions or bonuses that can really increase your earning potential. So I think those are all things to think about. Individuals who are even working in restaurants. I know I talk to a lot of single moms that have worked in different restaurants or service industries that it's been challenging for them because they work a lot of evenings and weekends. And especially during this COVID season, it's been challenging for them because they need to be there to help their children with homework and just be there with their kids. So what's so nice is there's a lot of different companies that you can work at and you can transfer those skills. So a lot of roles that are listed under customer service, they're more in like professional corporations. And you can look at both private and public companies. And they're more of like the 8 to 5 general business hours.
Yes.
So you're off in time to spend time with your kids. And then also account management is a job title that a lot of people don't think about. So if sales was an area that they really don't gravitate towards or don't want the pressure of having a quota, if you have good problem solving skills, if you have good customer service skills, and you've been using those in either a restaurant position or working in retail, you can transfer that into account management and then be earning bonuses and commissions in that role as well.
I know you say account management, and my mind says, oh, I need to be an accountant, but that's not the case.
No, account management typically means that you're managing a business account for that particular company. So let's just say, for example, you were a company that sells legal software, and then a client would buy that software. They need someone to help them maybe train for one part of the role is training them and acclimating them to the software and how to use it and maximize fully. And then also just how they're using it, answering questions of how to train their staff, and then just uncovering what other business needs they might have. So usually these companies have great training programs. And once you have secured a role and have worked in, say, account management or a higher level customer service role, from there, you are in a good position to get hired for other roles. And if you have yourself, I know we've talked about as resources, LinkedIn is a great place to have your resume out there. And other companies actually target different job titles and different company experience that can catapult you into higher level roles down the road.
Okay.
So it's a good starting ground.
I have a question for you. So say I'm a waitress, I've been working night shifts and weekend shifts. What types of, if I'm looking online or I'm looking for a different type of job, you're saying account management is one. What are some other types of jobs that I could transfer into with my experience? Because I think waitresses have great customer service relationships, especially if you get good tips. You're really good. So what
Yes.
other positions should they be looking for that we might not recognize because we aren't used to what that title means?
Sure. Well, as I mentioned before, customer service, and there's many different levels. And most corporations have very large customer service departments. So normally that's like 100+ people within each corporation. So, and then there's different levels to earn within that. So that's one level. If you love being in more of a retail where you're, instead of working business to business within a corporation, you like doing more business to consumer, even working for cell phone companies. Here's one thing that a lot of people don't understand or even know. When you're going in during business hours and buying a cell phone from some of the larger providers, those roles, typically the first year you're earning less than 100,000. Usually by year 2, they're actually in 6-digit figures.
Wow.
So there is a lot of higher earning potential. So if you are good in food service and a very strong server and making good tips, that's another good way to earn very good income. And you can even double or triple your income.
Wow,
And
that's
so,
good to know. Sometimes I think we feel we're just stuck in a job and we don't realize there's a lot of other opportunities out there where we can take our skills and make a lot more money.
absolutely.
Any other suggestions you have for that, or how to either change careers or take the job that we're in and make it more of a career than just a job?
I think that mostly what we're talking about are more entry level positions and then taking that to a higher level. Uh, I think that within corporations, and again, we're talking about helping single moms get to more business hours so they have more time with their children. I find that that's one of the number one challenges as I talk to a lot of single moms. And so I would say that private companies are more open to hiring if you don't have a degree than public companies. As we all know, public companies, their stock value is based on the education of their talent in the company. And so they're more apt to wanting an undergraduate or master's degree. But there are thousands and millions of companies that are private industries and are very successful. And so I would target those organizations. Find an area that you're very interested in, that you're very good at. And as we know, there's everything. Computer science is such a growing area. I know that's almost half the jobs in today's world. And a lot of single moms that I meet love that area and are very skilled at it.
Yes.
And that's a great area to earn good income. And so I think it's best to earn a good income and build your resume as you're working for other corporations, both private and public. And then as you gain experience, that will give you options that you can eventually either work as an independent consultant or even start your own business.
That's
So
exciting. There's so many opportunities we don't think about. One quick question in connection with that. Can most of these jobs, are they found on LinkedIn and other online places, or do you think they're better off, moms are better off going to a recruiter? I don't think many would even think about doing that. What's the advantage in any of those circumstances?
I guess as being a recruiter in this industry for many years, I always say cast a broad net. So I would say do both. Look at what opportunities are online. And so Indeed.com is the one that it captures as kind of, it literally, they call it, they swipe all of the corporate sites and condense all of the postings in one, so you don't have to look on a lot of job boards. So that's one consolidated place to look. I also recommend aligning yourself with a professional recruiter that specializes in your industry. So if you are in marketing, find a niche company that works in the area of marketing. If you're in finance, IT, HR, it doesn't matter what it is. There are thousands of agencies out there. And the upside to that is typically if you are interviewing with that organization and they find a good opportunity that's a match for you, they're usually presenting just their top 2 or 3 candidates.
Okay.
So you're not in a pool with hundreds and hundreds of resumes and that nobody knows you. You're just kind of a number out there. When you're working with a specialized recruiter, they are typically not only presenting your resume, they're actually giving a lot of information beyond that because they've met with you, they know your goals, how you would align with that particular company and that role and what you bring to the table. So I think that they can showcase you even more and you have a higher probability of getting a job.
That's really
Yes.
good to know. And this is really helpful because we want our moms to keep dreaming and know that there's so much more potential out there for them to earn income. We wanted to talk just briefly about starting your own business too. Can you just talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, well, I think there's a number of different ways you can do that. And I see a lot of young women, both single moms and just women as a whole, that are doing kind of a side business. So many of them actually start selling for another business on the side. And especially in today's world, you can do a lot of it online. You can use social media to market your business and you don't have a lot of overhead expenses. So I see a lot of women selling from skincare to vitamins to exercise, a lot of retail items. There's so much that you can do as a side business and increase your business substantially. And through that, uh, you can scale it up and down depending on your availability of how much time you have. And so that's a great way to start. And if you're very skilled at that and successful, I think that's a good way to test out, are you in a place and are you ready to actually step out and maybe create a business on your own? And I see a lot of professionals after they have gained a certain amount of experience, they go out and they do their own consulting or they create their own business or they're selling a product or a solution. There's just a number of different careers. I see a lot of women being life coaches. The numbers are amazing. There's over 12.3 million firms that are owned by women right now, and it's over $1.8 trillion in sales. And I also looked at the statistics that women own 51% of all private firms.
Wow.
So this is a trend. There's a lot of success in that. And then your earning potential is unlimited. And I just wanted to mention, I know in the past, a lot of women felt they needed to get health care benefits for their self and their children. And there was a lot of reasons why they might not step out to start their own business. But in today's world, all the healthcare providers, they have all these options. You can buy plans for yourself individually and for your children. And it really isn't a whole lot more. Some of them are very comparable to what it would cost as far as your premiums working for a corporation.
It takes some time to learn the process and to learn how to do it, but it's not difficult. And with YouTube, I think you can learn anything these days and
Absolutely.
and really increase your income. And like you say, pay for your health insurance, take care of those extras to begin with until maybe it flourishes into your very own business.
Absolutely. And a lot of people years ago would spend 10, 20,000 on a website. And nowadays there's all these stock websites you can purchase that you just upload your information at a fraction of the cost.
Faith, are there any other resources you'd like to share with us before we close?
One of the resources that comes to mind is a website that is called salary.com. And why I like that resource is that it will give you all the different job titles. So you can look at the roles you're in right now, also look up the roles that you're wanting to go into. And what's nice about it is it not only gives you all the position descriptions, it tells you exactly what the salary ranges are for the zip code that you live in. So it breaks it down by your job title, the industry, what type of company, whether you're public or private, it breaks it all down for you. And so it's a great resource for you to kind of leverage where you're at today if you may be up for a raise, or what opportunities you can look at for tomorrow. So I
That's
recommend that one.
That's great. And I love that it has it by zip code because every area pays differently. And so it'll really give you a feel for right where you live. Well, thank you. That'll help a lot. Well, I think we've given our single moms a lot of information over the last few weeks that we've been doing these podcasts, and seeing that there's a lot of opportunities. We can broaden our horizon and our vision for what we can do to earn money, to get that first job, to get promotions, to know how to brand ourselves and know who we are and become confident in who we are, and how to earn extra money. I'm really hoping that these help our single moms become more independent and more successful in their lives, that they can provide well for their children and feel good about themselves in the process. So I want to thank you so much for doing these with us, Faith. You've been such a blessing to us.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so glad to do this with you.
Thank you. And moms, we'll be doing more podcasts on more subjects, so keep watching us at singlemamas.org, and we look forward to hearing from you.